quick overview on the propane. These are just to secure it. They just snap in like that. If you have struggles with them, I'll just push on it and kind of wiggle it back and forth. And that way, because when you first put it back in there, and you can get them usually hooked like that, but it'll be too tight to do them. If you just kind of push on it and wiggle it, that'll get it lined up so that you can click that in. And then there is a regulator. I've replaced this regulator before. These things are kind of known for leaking. So if you start losing propane faster than you think, then it's probably this regulator. And they're so crappy, in fact, that I usually, there's tanks on two sides, and you can leave this switch here, you could leave it in the upright position and it would take propane from either side. But I almost always leave the opposite side off. I'm on the driver's side now, but I always leave the door side off, the passenger side off, the tank off but hooked up so that there's no leaking at the end of the line. And then I'll switch it out if you know, this tank goes flat or it goes empty, and that way I know that you know, when I've got an empty one, I know that I need to go get it filled back up. So that way I'm never surprised if you leave it when it's in the middle. Then when you run out of propane, that means both tanks are empty and you're completely out. This way I kind of always have a spare ready to go. And I do leave this on when I'm traveling down the road. I've never had a problem. It keeps the fridge running if it's a long day. So some people will debate about whether or not that's a good idea. I've done it for years with no issues, no concerns with the fridge or anything like that. So these things are a little bit heavy. They recommend that you transport them upright when you go to fill them and bring them back full. So use like a milk crate to keep them upright in your vehicle if you can. Otherwise, you know, I've transported them on their side plenty of times and never had an issue, but they do recommend that you transport them upright. So those just screw off once you close the tank, and pretty easy change out. And the propane will run your stove, obviously, it will run your refrigerator, and it will run your hot water heater. So you can be pretty self-sufficient as long as you've got your solar, what you got, and your propane.